everyone! This is Skylar from Unicorns and Typewriters. Welcome back to my channel. I really hope that you're all doing well and staying safe during this strange time that we're living in. Today I have a really exciting video for you, at least I hope so. Basically, I'm trying to figure out if I should unhaul some books. And that should be simple. Originally, I thought this would just be an unhaul video where I would just tell you a long list of books that I've decided to unhaul. But the longer the books have sat with me because of the fact that I don't have anywhere to take them while everything is closed, I've had some second thoughts and worries about some of my unhaul books. So basically, today's video is a to unhaul or not to unhaul video in which I ask you, should I unhaul these books, yes or no? Tell me below in the comments what you think, if you've read any of these, if you think they're worth hanging on to, and if I'd be crazy to unhaul them, please let me know, because these are the books I've been really questioning, and I'd hate to get rid of a book that actually is a really good read. The first book I want to talk about today is The Bone Witch by Rin Chupeco. I was really excited about this book. I think a lot of people were. I saw it all over Bookstagram, all over BookTube a couple years back when I first bought it, when it first came out. And I actually kind of saw it on the shelf. I was at a bookstore and I was just kind of pondering around as I usually do, and I could not resist this book. Between the cover and the fact that the quote on the front is, "Let me be clear, I never intended to raise my brother from his grave," I was like, oh yes, this sounds amazing. And it does. It sounds like such a cool book. It honestly sounds like exactly right up my alley. Dark magic, kind of like, you know, the undead. I don't know, I'm really into dark stuff. So basically, I started reading it. I don't even have my bookmark in it. I know I got about halfway through, if not a little bit more than that, but it was just hard. Like every chapter was harder and harder to get through. I saw people left and right DNFing it. I tried really hard not to, but unfortunately that is eventually what I did. I just decided I can't read on. I have so many books I really want to read that I'm excited to read that I will read through much quicker. So unfortunately I did just put this aside, and I thought maybe I'll come back to it. But in the last couple months, I've been trying to get rid of some books that I'm not going to read, and this book was still sitting there untouched, unfinished, and I decided to put it in my unhaul pile. However, I have heard some other reviews like from the next two books, because I know it is a 3-book series, I believe. It is a trilogy. So I've heard some positive reviews from the other 2 books, people saying that like they were glad they hung in, or that, you know, it really picked up, or the second book really found the plot. So I'm just wondering if anyone who actually read on the series can tell me, is it worth me starting over, reading through this entire book, and pushing through so I can read the rest of the series, or not? Let me know below in the comments. Tell me what you think. I really want to know, guys. Should I get rid of this book or not? Help me out. So the funny story is that when I picked up that book, I actually also picked up 2 other books from the same author. I was so excited about it that I couldn't resist. I bought her other 2 older books, The Girl from the Well and The Suffering. These really fascinated me because they are based on sort of like Japanese folklore. They're about this spirit, Okiku, I believe is how you say it. And she's, you know, dead. She's a restless spirit. Basically that it's kind of like The Ring and The Grudge. I don't know. Which honestly, I've never seen either of those movies because I'm a wimp and I'm mostly terrified of watching scary movies alone. So I will watch them with other people, but you know, it's not like people just want to watch scary movies every time you hang out with them. So I don't really often watch scary movies. The idea of these novels appealed to me because I had gotten into reading some more kind of horror-based novels, and I don't know, I was just really impressed by this author. I thought she sounded really cool. So let me know, like, I still think the author's a cool person. I actually was following her on Twitter, I think, at one point. I don't really use my Twitter, which is why I don't advertise it in any of my social media. But, yeah, I thought she sounded like a really cool person, so I wanted to read her other books, but I'm not sure now that I was so kind of disillusioned by The Bone Witch. I kind of am not sure. Like, I can't decide if I should delve into these. I'm not sure if they're really, really scary. So, I mean, let me know in the comments. Have you read them? Are they worth it? Are they, like, gonna scare me to death? Should I not read them if I'm really easily scared? Just let me know, guys, because they kind of ended up in this pile also by default with the other book, and I can't decide. I hate to get rid of them, but I also, like, I don't know, I just can't keep books anymore that I won't read because I don't have the space to keep them. So let me know, guys. Please let me know in the comments. Tell me, should I keep these? Should I try them? Tell me the truth. I need to know. Next book is one I had kind of been weirdly avoiding for a while. I don't know. I kept seeing it on bookshelves and kind of being like, yeah, that looks interesting. And then I saw it became a series and I was like, maybe I should try it. And then finally, I was at one of my favorite used bookstores and I saw it on the shelf and I was just like, you know what, I'm just gonna grab it. It's the first book. I'll see if I end up reading it. I think it was only like a couple of dollars. And that is The Forest of Hands and Teeth. So I've heard a lot about this. It's by Carrie Ryan. I've actually read some of Carrie Ryan's short stories and really enjoyed them. She's been in a few like short story anthologies that I've read either for college or on my own. I really liked her short story. I know that I read in one of the books. I can't even remember. I think it was like a zombie story, I want to say. And I really liked it. And I thought, you know, I should really give this series a chance. But the more I look at it now, the more I just don't know when I'm gonna read it. Like, it just doesn't feel like it's high up on my list. I kind of got away from dystopians. I mentioned in my unpopular opinions video that I never read The Hunger Games. And that, I don't know, I just got really away from dystopians and kind of like, I guess the world we live in already feels like a bit of a dystopian to me. So I'd rather read books that have magic and are more of an escape, more fantasy, more magic. So I don't know, let me know, what do you guys think? Has anyone read this? Do you think it's worth keeping? Do you think I should try it? Let me know below. I need your help. Please help me. So another book I came across on my shelves, kind of shoved to the back that I haven't looked at in a while, is Hourglass by Amira McIntyre. Please let me know if anyone has read this. It sounds like it's kind of got some ghost stuff going on, time travel. I'm not really sure. Yeah, I don't know. I wasn't sure. Honestly, I ended up looking it up on Goodreads because I couldn't get a good feel for what it's actually about just from the description. When I looked at Goodreads, there were a lot of mixed reviews and I'm not sure how to feel about that. Let me know also. I believe this is also a series, so let me know if I should try it or not, what you guys think. If you read it and you think it's great, let me know. If you read it and you think it's not worth my time, also let me know. I really appreciate it, guys. I really can't wait to see what some of your opinions are on these. So the next book I wanted to ask you guys about is actually a novel by an author who I have read. I've read one of his other books, which is the infamous, at this point, 13 Reasons Why, and that is Jay Asher. And this book, What Light? I actually picked this up. It's kind of funny. I picked this up because I went to a book conference a couple years ago. I actually forgot my copy of 13 Reasons Why. I knew Jay Asher was going to be there. I rushed out to a bookstore to buy another copy because this was before the TV show and I wanted him to sign it and I thought it was really cool. I had read it, you know, like back in high school. So I rushed out. I bought a second copy of the book. And then when I went to the panel he was supposed to be at, he actually had just like last minute not showed up. Yeah, so that felt terrible. So I was really upset about it. I had gone out and bought a second copy of 13 Reasons Why. Oh man, I was so mad, guys. Like, I wasn't mad at him. I was just like mad at myself for making such a big deal of it for nothing. But basically, I was at a Barnes & Noble shortly after and I saw this book and it was a signed copy and I was just kind of like, mwahaha, I will get my signed copy from Jay Asher of a different book. But still, I don't know, I was just really determined to buy something like that was a signed copy of his since I missed getting a signed copy when I wanted to. I know that sounds really ridiculous, but my brain worked that way at that moment for some reason. That was a couple years ago. I don't know what I was thinking. But I think I would like to try this book before I just like get rid of it. However, it's just been sitting on my shelf since. Like I bought it, I thought I finally have my signed copy. I put it on my shelf, I haven't read it since. So what do you guys think? Has anyone read this? Do you think it sounds good? So basically it's supposed to be like a romance that takes place around Christmas. I've only ever read Jay Asher's 13 Reasons Why. I was not a huge fan of the TV show for obvious reasons. Like a lot of people felt, I felt it really romanticized suicide, which sucks because the book had such a different message. I feel like the show kind of ruined the book's legacy in so many ways, but I also know that a lot of my opinions on books about suicidal teenagers have changed. Like there were books that I thought were good when I was a teenager that looking back on, I realize are not so good. And so I haven't really reread 13 Reasons Why since then. So I don't know, maybe my opinion on 13 Reasons Why has changed the book as well, but as I remember it, I feel like the book was pretty darn good. But I guess I felt a little disillusioned by 13 Reasons Why because of the TV show. So I guess also it's kind of given me negative feelings, which isn't really fair because, like I said, it's like, it's not really the author's fault that what happened to the TV show. At least I don't think. I don't know. I think he was kind of involved, so it makes me a little curious about how involved he was, but we won't get into that. Anyway, so I'm just wondering, have any of you read this? I'm really curious about it. It sounds kind of cute, maybe kind of light. I can't really imagine this author writing something cute and light after like reading his book about a suicidal teenager. I don't know. But let me know. Let me know below. Tell me in the comments, is it worth it? Have you read it? Should I read it before I give it away? Is it just not worth my time? I really appreciate the help, guys. And the last books that are on my list that I need some help deciding on are these two. They're both Sookie Stackhouse kind of companion books. This one is the companion, which it looks like includes some novellas and extra stuff. And this one is A Touch of Dead, which is supposed to be a collection of short stories that were written. When I originally bought this, I meant to read it as you were supposed to read it in between all the books, because there is actually an order. You can look it up like online and it will tell you you're supposed to read certain short stories in between some of the books if you want to read them in chronological order. And I kind of forgot about it, messed up after buying it, and never did that. So if any of you have read the books, which I still haven't finished the last one, and I know they go downhill, but if any of you have read the books or have read these two companions, is it worth going back and reading the short stories? And is it worth reading the companion? I've said in previous videos that I got a little bit like disillusioned by the series overall because it did go downhill. I've talked about how some people think that Charlene Harris didn't even write the last couple books because they are so different and weird compared to the rest of the series. They aren't well plotted. They're kind of all over the place. They feel a bit scattered. Anyway, let me know what you think. If by any chance anyone has read these, this is the one that I'm really the most unsure of. I kind of feel like at this point, because I've been let down by this series, that I just sort of don't know that I want to spend any more time after I finish the last book on the Sookie Stackhouse world. I kind of feel like I've gotten all I'm going to get from the books. There was a point where I was reading one of the books where I realized that I should have read one of the short stories because there were some things that were mentioned that would have been easier for me to understand if I had. But I think at that point I didn't own this book yet, and then I proceeded to forget about it once I did bother to go get it. I did pick them both up at a used bookstore, so they weren't super expensive. It's not going to like hurt me to bring them back to a used bookstore and get credit to buy some other books. But yeah, just let me know if anyone has any feelings about these. It would really help me make a decision if it's worth keeping them or if I just shouldn't use up any more space on my bookshelf with a series that unfortunately just didn't quite live up to what I had hoped for it. So yeah, that is all of the books that I wanted to ask you guys for some help with today. I really hope that you enjoyed this video. I hope it was entertaining, and I really hope that you will talk to me in the comments and let me know if you've read any of these books yourselves. I've read about all of them on Goodreads, but like I said, a lot of things have mixed reviews, and it makes it really hard to be sure. And I know everyone has different tastes, so you could hate a book that I could love, and I could love a book that you could hate. I mean, we all have different opinions. But that is one of the things I love most about BookTube, is getting everyone's opinions on different books and kind of feeling like I know better which ones to invest in and to fill my shelf with, because I have limited space and limited funds. And yeah, so if I do take these books back, I will probably bring them to a used bookstore as soon as everything's open again, and I'll bring them in for like credit so that I can get other books that I actually really want to read, which I think is really worthwhile. I highly suggest people to do the same. I mean, if not, if you donate your books, at least like just don't throw books out. That's the worst. I don't know why people would do that. Anyway, so I really hope you guys are doing well and staying safe. Check out my Instagram. I've been posting a lot more on there. I hope you'll subscribe to my channel, and I hope you'll like this video. And like I said, really hope I'll get a good conversation going in the comments that'll help me make some decisions with these books. Thanks for watching, guys. Bye.